What is something that needs to be said that nobody wants to hear? There will probably not be a cure to cancer anytime soon. I agree, but also know a couple of cancer researchers and they tell me that cannabinoids show real promise and has demonstrated potential to a cure. Of course, cancer is a very complicated disease and there probably won't be just one silver bullet. A silver bullet would actually do pretty well at stopping cancer. So would a regular bullet, for that matter. It's under our noses. It may be the result of chronic eating, insulin spikes, and a lack of autophagy. I'll take my downvotes now, but hopefully it becomes more mainstream that cancer might just very well be a preventable malady. I don't think it's a 100% preventable, but plenty of people want to ignore the effects lifestyle has on their health. Peas we all chronically eat. Otherwise we'd die. Death is inevitable. I take an honors English class and my teacher is an intellect. Like an actual intellect. It's basically a philosophy class. I told my group mate that she and I would die, and she got upset, but denied that she was upset, and that she was upset because of what I'd said. As Adam Conover put it, the truth is you will die. You will be nothing. Just nothing. Are you picturing darkness? Stop, because darkness is still something, and you will be nothing. It's impossible for us to comprehend. It's okay to be upset, but don't deny that you're upset. You can never comprehend death fully, but you should still try. Because you and everyone you know will die. Things don't happen for a reason. Sometimes bad things happen to good people and good things happen to bad people. The universe doesn't owe you anything for being a good person. And whatever problem you're currently dealing with in life, someone out there in the world always has it 1000x plus worse than you, and isn't complaining about it. While I do agree with the part about good things happening to bad people and vice versa, and the universe not owing you anything, I don't understand why you would say someone has it worse and isn't complaining. Because it's the truth. There will always be someone who is worse than you are and is grateful to be alive at all despite their suffering. Yeah, I'd be grateful to be aliens too. Men and women generally think and act differently, and that's not a problem that needs correcting. It is a difference that should be celebrated and appreciated. Men are from Mars and women are from Venus. Counter-argument: what defines how a man acts or thinks? What defines that for a woman? Who gets the final say in what thoughts and behavior constitute manhood or womanhood? Counter argument: it's not a value argument asserting that there's any way a man or woman should think or act, but rather an honest observation that as a whole men and women make different choices. The global temperature is rising at an alarming rate, and if we don't do something about it within the next couple of decades, the damage will be irreversible. The damage is already irreversible. You fence them and wake up people. The damage is already irreversible, and dealing with the current level of warming is going to require major, painful changes to people's lifestyle and economics. But the alternative is unthinkably worse for humanity. Unfortunately, it will start with the poorest and least guilty before affecting those causing the problems. I don't think we even have a couple of decades. I don't know who needs to hear this, but hey, I see you found this song that you really seem to like by a particular artist or group band. Now you're looking through their entire discography to see and find if there are more songs like the one you just heard, right? But there aren't. It's pretty sad, right? Moral of the story: if the song by them is really big and it caught your attention, it's because it's an outlier, not the same type of song that just happened to get big. This doll save you a lot of time and disappointment. There's a magical lever on usually the left side of the steering wheel that activates these weird blinking lights around the outside of your car. These weird lights tell others what you're trying to do. Continuing that thought, it takes nothing away from your travel to allow these PPL in. Also, you pretty much need to do felony level speeding over long distances to make up any kind of time that would be worth it. I almost wish license renewal came with the new road tested times. White men get more hate than they deserve. Is it deserved if others get hate? White men get more hate than they deserve. It's fine. I saved you all some time searching his profile, and lem just say, oh. Whatever you do centuries of evil and do to the lesser peoples of this world, it's bound to come back on you one day, and I'm glad. It's impressive that he's centuries old. Love is not two people becoming one. That's codependency. The idea that two people fix each other is more Sid and Nancy. It usually doesn't end well. Love is a teamwork that is willing to serve the other person and bring the best out of each other. If you are willing to put the work into it and be unified, you can be a power team that overcomes challenges as one team. Not everyone is going to make it big in life. No fancy house, no perfect family, no college, no swell job, no accolades. You're going to be average, but that's perfectly okay. You just have to accept that something may not work for you, so you work for it. The sitcoms lead to us. Just because you can have a child doesn't mean you should. Being able to make one does not automatically make you capable of raising one. Thank you. This is why I'm child-free by choice. No way would I ever bring a child into this world if I didn't think I would be a good mother. If you're going to major in film, art, theater, music and you're not planning on becoming a teacher for one of these, and you don't have a backup plan, you're kind of asking for everyone to judge you. Everyone has passions, but at some point you need to learn to be responsible and realistic. People need to change their mindsets in so many different aspects. It's time to accept that humanity is been doing at least 69 things wrong in the current second, and people need to sit down and think about the state of world and either make it better or make it vanish. Being a parent is not special. Your baby is not special. Humans have been pumping out babies for tens of thousands of years. It is the most basic thing humans do. Having a baby doesn't make you an expert in anything, not even having a baby. Even if we get past global climate change with something like an civilization, hundreds of millions, even billions, are likely to die. Some people would underscore like to hear this. Many fewer, though, if told they'd be among those pruned. Don't be something you're not. If you have to force or flaunt it, you probably aren't it. So true. The more a person brags about themselves, the less I believe anything they say. Actual confidence is behavioral, not vocal. You could have pedophiles in your social media friends lists. Stop posting those pics of your kids holding up boards saying identifying information like where they go to school, who their teachers are, what their favorite foods are, etc. Climate change is a concern. Putting the government in charge of fixing it is even more concerning. If we put the government in charge of the Sahara, within 5 years there would be a shortage of sand. Look what they did to Antarctica. You're not inheriting anything from your baby boomer parents. Their nursing home medical bills will take any cash assets they have long before you can. Nah, they died at a young age because they never took care of themselves. Your son, daughter, it's no special in any way. Anything it has been done billions of times before it. Repeating your child, it's not a genius or a unique snowflake or anything special, face it. Although we are living in the most bestest time in all of humanity, us, our own species, are slowly ruining the planet, and it's theorized that in 22 years the earth will become unbearable to inhabit. That we don't care about your essential oils, Karen. If you want to die, and you want your kids to die, then go for it. Just stay away from me, so I don't the bubonic plague. You're not special. Everyone has problems. Everyone thinks they're bad at everything. Everyone has that one thing that they excel at. You're just as unique as everyone else. Nobody asked you. Usually at people giving their opinion about anything and everything on social media. Usually an angry, rude, insulting opinion to others over something trivial. I don't know if nobody wants to hear this, but feminism hating on men and being stronger for it. Truth. That's an extremely weak way to live. I think a lot of minorities in America have more equality of opportunity than they would admit, and less equality of outcome, which indicates an inequality in work done. After a certain point, it's natural and okay to die, and any amount of medicine you take to prolong the inevitable is just making the rest of what you have left miserable. Reddit will outlive us all. While we all lie in graves and dust, Reddit will still be here, twisting and controlling the innocent like always. #HAIL_REDDIT. It is going to cost a lot to deal with climate change and mean a lot of painful lifestyle changes, but the alternative is unthinkable and worse on every level. Money does buy happiness, to a point. I would rather be rich and unhappy instead of poor and unhappy. Well said, friend. Well said. If there is a problem in a relationship, romantic to platonic, you are part of the issue. You and the other are going to have to do some work to help resolve the issue. Posting about Alabama restricting abortions being a crime against humanity on your Instagram stories is not going to do anything, nor does anyone care. Indian people need to start taking showers more often. Caucasians too. Like only East Asians don't have the smell sweats. Literally every ANCAP libertarian idea. Hey buddy, I wanna hear about every ANCAP libertarian idea. Let's talk. Some people will never like you. And often it's for no reason and absolutely nothing you've done. It's about them, not you. The time Redditors collectively waste using this website is more damaging to the planet and humanity as a whole than any politician alive. Stop calling your dogs and cats fur babies. They aren't babies and you are causing behavioral problems. Be treating them like they are. Going back to your cheating significant other is not cute, heartwarming or inspirational. They will not change. Successful leaders and CEOs are more likely to be psychopaths, sociopaths than a random sample of the population. Electric cars aren't that good for the environment unless we learn how to make less emissions when manufacturing them. The pain of depression will not leave if you commit a suicide. It just goes to someone who cares for you. It's not your opinion. You're just wrong. There is a difference between facts and opinions. That life isn't fair and nobody really cares about you, and if you can't accept that, you are weak. It's hard for Muslims to adapt to the Western culture, and they also commit more crimes than Westerners. Most people you are first intimidated of can be weird AF or completely different than you thought them to be. In a packed elevator, you know, Bill, you look a lot better now that you're wearing men's clothing. You are not unique. You are not special. You're just as worthless as the rest of us. Overpopulation is a problem with a really easy, although highly unethical solution.